Oh, wow. All right. And let me zoom this in. Ooh, could one of you also do a favor? That'd be perfect. And go to our YouTube page and make sure that the sound is coming through clearly. It's the AK Institute of TuiNa. Nice. All right, they can see that. We hit start. Good, that's on. Because I was stressed out, getting orders of chips and donuts. That is not my voice. It should be a live video. Say again?
Videos or playlists or home channels or
Is that going? Perfect. All right. See if you can hear my voice. That's the thing. Okay, that's good. Perfect. Glad to hear that. Okay, we are live. You can stop that one now. All right. Welcome to the Alaska Institute of TuiNa workshop for, it's called Rotated Rotators for shoulder pain. Okay, so in case you guys don't know me, out of the two of you who are here, my name is Sarah from Stapleton. I'm an LMT and an instructor at the Alaska Institute of TuiNa. I instruct with the TuiNa curriculum, Tai Chi, martial arts, and sports medicine. So today we're going to talk about the rotator cuff and how to work on yourself and work on other people who have rotator injuries. Okay, so where is my clicker? First, a little bit, brief bit of anatomy for the rotator cuff. We have 4 muscles that we work with for the rotator cuff. You've got the supraspinatus, the infraspinatus, the teres minor, and the subscapularis. So real quick, boom. The supraspinatus works with abduction, so raising your arm. Once it gets right about here, then the shoulder takes over. So all the other muscles take over. But up until about this point, that's the supraspinatus's job. Okay. Next one, infraspinatus. So yeah, the supraspinatus is the green one, and it goes underneath your bone, underneath that acromion process to connect into the top of the head of the shoulder. Okay, then you have infraspinatus. Infraspinatus is, infra means inferior. So supra means superior, infra is inferior. So it's the bottom aspect of the muscle, and it works with rotating the arm laterally. So lateral rotation, that's what this guy is for. Boom. Then you have the teres minor. The teres minor is also connected to your clavicle, and it goes right up to the tip of the head of your humerus. And that also works with the infraspinatus and helps move the shoulder with the lateral rotation, moving away from you. And the last bit of muscle that we've got is the subscapularis. The subscapularis is, this is showing you from the front because it's on the inside of your scapula. So the subscapularis, it's below the scapula, the inside of the scapula. And it attaches to the front of the head of the humerus. So the front of the head of the humerus helps you rotate medially, helps rotate with internally into your body. So altogether, those are called the sits muscles. Once again, real quick, you've got supraspinatus. As you see, this one attaches to the head of the humerus over the top. So it helps with the raising, the abduction. You've got the infraspinatus. As you see, this one attaches to the head of the humerus from the back. Same with the teres minor. And their location shows you how it works with the arm. So this one is right on the middle of the top of the humerus. So that shows you it just works with rotating out. The teres minor is on the bottom of the top of the head of the humerus, right here. So that also helps you understand that it brings the arm backwards with the lateral rotation. And last but not least, because it's big, is the subscapularis. This one uses all these muscles. It attaches to your latissimus dorsi, and it works with the medial rotation. So that's why it's on the front of the head of the humerus. Okay, so altogether, this creates the rotator cuff. The rotator cuff is designed to protect the head of the humerus while you're going through your range of motion. So if you're raising your arm, the humerus, you don't want it sliding all around the place. So this is showing you where's the supraspinatus, the infraspinatus, the teres minor, and the subscapularis. So its job is, during your arm movements, keeping the head of the humerus in place, and it helps with your abduction, your rotation, your internal and external. And it just keeps it stable throughout the movements. All right, that's all I've got for the PowerPoint. And that's to show you where everything connects. So when we are moving, when we're doing our sports, when we are going through our everyday life, oftentimes we use our superficial muscles. These are all considered superficial muscles because their job is just to do minor movements. Their job is to do the more fine-tuning movements. So when you're going to raise your hand to say hi, you don't want to use the big, deep muscles to say hi, right? You raise your hand like this. We don't even think about it. But now just to raise the hand here, you've used the supraspinatus to raise the arm. You're using the subscapularis to rotate. Well, it'll be here, but it's okay. To rotate the arm, to bring it in, the teres minor and the infraspinatus to move outwards. So you're using these muscles to give you that fine tuning. Your shoulder itself is supposed to raise and turn and move forward and backwards. So now these muscles help with the fine tuning, those fine motor skills. The main thing that happens is we put too much strain on the head of the humerus when we do our sports, when we do our massage, when we're doing things. And so we expect the shoulder to be strong. When we say move the shoulder, we're usually thinking about moving the head of the humerus. Okay, I'm going to throw a frisbee. I'm going to do a backhand in tennis. Or even for boxers, boom, I'm going to punch. They're thinking about using the top of the head of the humerus. And so there's two main ways that the humerus or the rotator cuff gets injured in one of those four muscles, either by repetitive overuse, and you get that for anything like carpal tunnel, that's repetitive overuse of the superficial muscles, or a sudden intense motion, a violent motion, a traumatic motion that rips the tendon. So a rotator cuff injury is not scary. It's not bad. A lot of people get really scared when they say, oh, I tore my rotator cuff. Because they're like, okay, now I can't move my arm, it's in pain, and it's probably never going to get fixed again, and my shoulder will be forever weakened. All because they have a rotator cuff tear. And rotator cuff, when people hear it, they think, okay, that's my entire shoulder. They say, okay, the pain hurts here, but it's my entire shoulder that's compromised. Pain hurts in the back, but that's my entire shoulder that's compromised. So now you know, okay, there's 4 spots that it could be compromised: top, front, or 2 back spots. The main area is usually going to be right up here in the front. This is the anterior view, the front view. This is the posterior view, the back view. So the back view, you've got 1, 2, 3 muscle heads that are supporting the back of the shoulder. That means it's going to be a lot stronger and a lot less prone to injury compared to the front of the shoulder. That's where majority of the problems lie. All right. I don't know how to turn that off, so we're going to leave it up there. So, any questions so far about the anatomy? Is it simple? Does it make sense? Okay, trick question. Where is, you can see it, where is the supraspinatus? Yeah, you're right. Raises the arm. Where is the infraspinatus? Below. Yeah, helps with that lateral rotation, the outside rotation. I'm going to mix it up. Where is the subscapularis? Inside. What does it do? Yeah, medial rotation. Where's the teres minor? Yeah, so it helps with the lateral rotation and the posterior movement for the shoulder. And so for the sake of this workshop, I'm going to separate shoulder and call it the head of the humerus, right? So that way we don't think the scapular area, shoulder, we're talking about the head of the humerus, just for clarity's sake, because that's the main area that's going to be injured. It's going to be affected. Okay, so one of the things we're going to talk about, the prevention first, is you need to breathe. Breathing naturally. Anytime you start getting tension in your body, deep breath affects your entire body. Just by breathing deeply, it moves the intercostals, it creates space, and it starts to put the shoulder in the right spot and get blood to flow. So that's number 1, breathing deeply. So go ahead and put your hands on your belly. Come to the edge of your chair. So if you're on a chair, come to the edge of it. That way your tailbone is tucked, your feet are on the ground, and take a deep breath. And another deep breath. See how full you can get your belly. See if you can get it so full that you feel it in your shoulders. And another deep breath. Excellent. All right, now we're going to do it in reverse. So now we're going to take the shallow breaths. Feel the difference between breathing deeply with intention versus breathing shallowly. We're going to do it almost like you're hyperventilating, like a dog is panting. So just go And start noticing how your body naturally tightens up. We'll do it for about 30 seconds. Okay, we're going to do it for 18 seconds. Okay, notice how your body naturally starts to tense up a little bit. See if you notice that difference, how your muscles, because now you're just breathing up here, not using your stomach, your muscles tense up, your body tenses up, things start to just get tight. When you're breathing up here in your upper chest, that's affecting your sympathetic nervous system, that fight, flight, or freeze response. Sympathetic nervous system. The muscles that help with breathing up here are your SCM. That's one of the main ones. The SCM helps with the breathing. There's a few other minor muscles, superficial muscles that help with the breathing. And when these muscles are activated, that starts calling on the, I forgot what the thyroids, on the thyroids to start sending a lot of energy up through the body. It starts zinging, zoom, zoom, zoom. It's okay, we need to do something fast. We're in danger. We need to get out of here and be alive. Okay, so that's what the body does as soon as you're breathing up here. And then we tell our body, no, 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 we're okay. We're okay because we're just doing our work and we're just breathing shallowly because we don't know any better. But we're okay. We just got to do our work as fast as we can and get home. You'll see people talk quickly once they start breathing up here because they don't have enough lung capacity to just talk slowly to go through their day. So as soon as you start breathing up here, the whole body tightens things up, goes to the thyroids and starts saying, hey, we need energy in order to survive. Once your body is in that state, the sympathetic nervous state, it starts to take away energy from healing your body and bring it to fast reactive twitches. So that way you can survive these physical dangers. What that means is it depletes your immune system response. So because your body's like, okay, we're ready to protect ourselves out here, the immune system becomes compromised because all that energy that would be going towards it is now going towards just being able to react. You'll kind of see that with like kids, with coffee drinkers who get hyperactive, right? Or you give kids some sugar. Now they're all up here. Their entire energy's up here. They're yelling, they're running around, their heads are, just as high as they can be, and their breath is going to be up here. But you look at a baby, when a baby first comes out, its breath is in its belly. It's naturally breathing through its belly. Its body is taking all this energy in order to strengthen it. So let's go back to our breathing. Deep in your belly. Let that breath expand. Let it expand all the way to your back. Let it expand all the way up through your thoracic. Let it expand all the way into your clavicles. And then let it all sink out. Let it expand. And let it sink out. Let it expand. Let it release. Let's do a couple more. Let it expand, nice. Into the belly. Let it move your back, your rib cage, your shoulders. Let it move your hips. Just feel how full breath expands your entire body and how that exhale, boom, starts bringing blood to nourish your entire body. So the first goal we're looking at, especially when you have an injury, is breathe deeply. These deep breaths starts allowing the body to appropriately put its energy towards what needs to be healed. Okay? So let's look at inflammation. When you go and do something, boom, you're playing too much tennis, and then your shoulder gets inflamed. You start feeling pain, right? You feel pain down your shoulder. It's kind of swells, it gets hot, it gets red. That's the inflammatory response. That's showing, okay, there's an injury here and we need to heal it, okay? And oftentimes what happens is when we're doing something and we feel that pain, we immediately go into that sympathetic nervous response, that fight, flight, or freeze response. We're like, "Ah!" You see people all the time. They do something, they freeze. They're like, my shoulder. Okay, it's okay. You can set it down. You can set it down. Don't worry. Yeah, good shoulder. Good shoulder. And now, they did something to their shoulder. Their breath is all up here. They're scared. Okay, like, okay, don't move. It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. Ah! All right. So now they've just induced that stressor response. Remember, once you breathe up here, once you get into that sympathetic nervous response, the entire body is like on red alert. It's like, danger, Will Robinson, danger, danger. We need to get out right now. And so your body sends all the blood, all the energy, all the proteins, all the nutrition to that shoulder. Boom. Especially you'll see this in ankle sprains. We're not talking about that today. I'm talking about shoulder. And so then it becomes extremely swollen, right? Now it's even harder to move. So the body has just sent all its resources as fast as it could to the area. And now there's not enough space for movement, flow of blood, flow of chi, flow of the muscles, because there's just so much blood there. There's so much energy there. There's so much proteins that are trying to heal the area. Too many chefs in the kitchen. And so now you have even more pain trying to move your shoulder. So when you get an injury, first response we want is to relax, to take that deep breath. So that way the body can send the energy to the spot appropriately, to send the blood appropriately. So there's a flow of chi, a flow of blood, a flow of the muscles and tendons. That way your deep breathing naturally creates more space. So that way the blood can flow even more efficiently. All right. So what's the first thing you want to do when you get an injury? Dagmar. Right. So a lot of people, they say, okay, I'm injured. My shoulder's feeling hot. I should put something cold on it. And that is not altogether incorrect. The thing is, putting cold, like if you put ice, in Chinese medicine, they say ice is for the dead. Only dead people need ice because the body's flowing, the body's living, the body moves. And so when you put ice, what that does is it congeals the blood. It congeals the blood inside the bones, the tendons, the muscles, the tissues. And the congealed blood doesn't move even after decades, right? You have to do a lot of work in order to move the blood. And so when you have the inflammatory response, it's hot, you want to put something cold, that's normal, that's natural, that's correct. But we want to look at it in an intelligent way. So putting just that cold ice, it will feel good in the short term, but about 5 years later or longer, now that blood accumulates in the joint and people will have that tear and instability over their lifetime. And it can be treated. Gua sha, moxibustion, all sorts of things like that move the blood and go deep. Cupping is great for rotator stuff. So what we use in Oriental medicine is something called San Huang San. San Huang San means 3 yellow, okay, this is the right one, 3 yellowed ice. Because it has 3 herbs that are yellow, and they all have the effect of being cooling. So we look at things that move the blood and move the qi, but don't inhibit the flow of blood and flow of qi. So ice is good for reducing inflammation, reducing that heat, that swelling, but also congeals. So they're like, okay, well, what can we do that keeps things moving, that keeps things flowing, that keeps things activated? And so they were looking into all the different herbs and said, oh, okay, this one's cooling, this one's cooling, this one's cooling. They work together really well and keep the blood flowing. And so, it smells like herbs.
So I would probably take arnica. Well, I guess for trauma.
Arnica is good. This one is, they say for shoulder, mix it with some green tea and put it all over like a paste. So arnica is excellent. It's great for soothing. It's great for making that trauma go away, great for bruises, great for getting that blood to flow. And this one is the same idea. It goes a little bit deeper into the bones, into the tissues. It goes into the meridians as well. It works with the liver, works with the spleen, works with the tendons. And so these guys, you put it with a little bit of green tea, mix it together, paste it on, and let it sit for a few minutes. And that's going to start creating a very synergistic circulatory response. Okay, so after that, what do we have after that? Excellent. So they're saying massage the trauma liniment into the shoulder. We don't have the wait, do we? No, I didn't bring it. We don't have the trauma liniment right now, but the trauma liniment is once again goes with the same idea. So same as using the arnica, same as using the San Hong San, but it goes a little bit deeper. So we're all looking at different layers. Where are you working with? Are you working superficial? Are you working medium? Are you working deep? Are you working just on the skin level? Are you working on the muscles, the tendons, the bones? And so the trauma liniment has some of the same properties, but it's infused with alcohol. So what alcohol does is it opens up the pores and goes even deeper inside, opens up the meridians and goes deeper inside the body. So it's allowing the body to say, hey, we know you want to heal. We know you want to have a good flow of qi. We know you don't want to have any stagnation 5-10 years down the road. So we're going to help you out and get the blood moving, get the qi moving. So pain is when there's a separation. Pain is when there's a stagnation. Blood and qi aren't moving. You know, maybe your muscle is torn, or maybe your bone's in a wrong spot. So all these things are designed to start just getting the blood to move. That massage, just doing massage by itself, already helps with getting the blood to pump. So that's why they say massage something into your injured area. It gets the blood to pump. All right, and then it says triple burner 10, triple warmer 3 in large intestine 10. Triple warmer 3, if you look at your hand, we have very nice hands, and you go right down, right into the middle. This is the triple burner meridian, right along the ring finger side. So you go right into the middle of the triple burner, and you push that spot. It's going to be triple burner 3. It's great for pain in the neck, the shoulders, pretty much that whole upper back area. Okay, and they say You move your shoulder slowly while you're using that point. Okay, so I'm using the point on the opposite hand, moving the shoulder. Boom. Yes. Boom. It's in the picture. And for, I don't know if they can see. So for triple warmer, triple burner 3, if you're following your hand down, it's going to be right in the first indentation that you get, right in your hand. So you're following it down from the knuckle, boom, first indentation. That's going to be triple burner 3. Your hand will kind of just feel something. So that's really good. And just do both sides as well. You want to keep everything flowing. You'll feel each hand will have a different sensation when you're pushing the point. Boom. Okay, in large intestine 10. So you guys found triple burner 3. Boom. Large intestine 10. If you take your arm, bring your fist to your shoulder. Yeah, peace. You find the elbow crease, and you go down 3 fingers from the elbow crease. That's large intestine 10. Boom. Large intestine 10 is also used for helping pain. It brings the energy down from the shoulders. Yep. Found it. Brings the energy down from the neck, from the shoulders, and it allows the blood to flow freely. Bring it down a little bit more. This way. Yeah. Yeah, so it's hard to see with my shirt. So yeah, here's the elbow crease, and then you're just bringing it down 3 fingers. So bring it towards your fingers. Yeah. And that's going to be large intestine 10. All right, try to find that on both sides. Oh man, large intestine 10 is one of the major points that we use for any kind of neck, shoulder, elbow, wrist pain, anything in the upper body. It's part of the pain pathway. Okay, so that's the emergency treatment, right? You get something, that little salve that you made, that because from the San Huang San and the green tea, just a little bit of green tea, like a tablespoon with the San Huang San, mix it in, boom. Put some of that trauma liniment on. You can do that often, do it many times a day. And then you work with your triple burner 3, boom, and your large intestine 10. Okay, so this one's where you guys get to partner up. You get to choose all your options of partners. And Keo, let me borrow you for a second. Bring your chair with you. Yep, bring your chair. Have a seat. All right, so now pretend you're a therapist. Be the therapist. You say, okay, client, what's going on today? You're like, or it could be your kid. Hey, Timmy, what's happened? I hurt my arm playing football. Okay, we can fix that. Okay, go ahead and sit on the edge of your seat, Timmy. All right. So first thing you're going to be is like, oh, it's okay. It's going to be okay. Here, let me get my really awesome San Huang San with green tea mix. You mix it up. Shoo, shoo, shoo. Okay, Timmy, here you go. You just slather it in. You mix it in. You get all those muscles getting nice and soft and cooled. Okay, doing okay, Timmy? Okay, yeah. All right. So now you're like, okay, Timmy, let me go get my trauma liniment. That's going to really help things heal even more. And so you go get your trauma liniment. I mean, wash your hands first, so that way you don't get the same thing. Shoom, trauma liniment. Smells good. Smells like alcohol. You're too young. You can't have any. You mix that in. You're mixing it in now. So now you're mixing those two together. Yep, you're massaging it in. You can let the mud sit for a little while. You can let it sit for about 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Plenty of time for you to go get your trauma liniment, wash your hands so you don't contaminate inside the bottle, pour some on your hand, come over, and then just massage it in. For the first aid, this is the first aid part, so what you're gonna do right away, right? So you left that in for a few minutes, came over, got your trauma liniment, you're massaging that into the area. They're probably gonna be tender too, so it can be pretty gentle. Because they're over here, they're gonna say, and so you'll just say, okay, it's okay, it's okay. Just kidding. All right. And so after that, you come down and find their, I like to do large intestine 10 first. Trying to see what's going to be best. Sit a little more diagonal, so that way the camera can see other diagonal. Other diagonal. There you go. So that way the camera can see your arm. So I like to do large intestine 10 first. Come to the edge of your seat. Thank you, Timmy. Okay, relax your elbow. You say, okay, large intestine 10. 1, 2, 3 fingers. Okay, I found it. And then you just press in. Just tell them, take a deep breath. Okay, Timmy, breathe deep. And exhale. Okay, and then you massage it. Okay, while you're massaging it, it's probably going to be tense or tender. So you're waiting until you feel some warmth coming from that point. And if in doubt, start with at least 25 rotations, minimum 25. I usually go for around 50 to 100 to 200 rotations. But you're going for that warmth. Boom. Okay, so we did 50 rotations here. Now it's moving down. This is bringing that energy down, right? So the shoulder had stagnation. Timmy went and played, hurt the shoulder. The shoulder is creating that inflammatory response in order to help it start healing. Inflammation's keeping things in place. And so you said, okay, we'll help you inflammation. We'll get things to move down. So large intestine 10 helps bring that inflammation and that pain down. It helps stop pain. We don't want too much inflammation to go away. We want it to help stabilize the shoulder. So that's why we're using large intestine 10, and we won't be using 11 and 4. Those ones take that inflammation and move it down. We're wanting to focus on the pain right now. This is first aid. So first aid is focusing on the pain. And then we go over to triple warmer 3. Say, okay, Timmy, show me your fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, ring finger, got you. And you just slide down until you feel a little bit of a dip, an indentation. Relax your arm, Timmy, you're gonna be okay. And you just massage it for a little bit. This one, so when we're using the points up here, we're usually going kind of circular. This one, you're just rubbing it back and forth, up and down. And that helps the body relax. This helps move pain from the neck and the shoulders. Breathe deeply, Timmy, it's gonna be okay. And that's the very first thing we tell them. I forgot to tell you, just breathe deeply. So you guide them to breathe deeply. You're relaxing this person, this child, your coworker, a teammate, somebody on the football team, whoever it is, saying, okay, breathe deeply, relax, it's gonna be okay. And then you do the work. All right, so that's the first aid treatment. Simple, right? That's step 1. Go ahead and try it on each other. Yeah. And ask her where it hurts. Hello, Nancy. Oh, nice. Not currently. So while they're working on the first aid section, we just discussed a little bit of the anatomy of the rotator cuff. And now they're going through the first aid of putting the San, the yellow ice, and they're putting the trauma liniment on, and they're going through the 2 points for the first aid. You've got triple burner 3 and large intestine 10. So you can go ahead and watch them and then get in on the action. Massage it in. So your intention, especially with the liniment, is to get it into the body. With the first one, the idea is just you're covering, you're letting it soak into the body. Now you're trying to get it into the body so that way the body starts taking this nutrition, this energy, and move it through so it can move that inflammation, that swelling, and just get the blood to flow.
So when you say massage, remember how to massage.
Just imagine you got something in here. Like, ooh, okay, put it in. Since you said it was here where you're focusing, you can really get the liniment over onto the sides, onto the top. You want to get this whole area to the back and then just be gentle here. You could rub it like this, but let your intention be to put it deep into the body. Deep, deep, deep. Let the abyss rise. You're little Sally. You were out playing. You were doing frisbee, and you were skipping rocks. Ha! And you hurt your shoulder. All right, so you came in. I'm your mom. I'm your mom. The plot thickens. I am your mother. And I say, okay, we got this. No problem. Okay, go ahead and just sit at the edge of your seat. Where does it hurt, Sally? Okay, right here. All right, so I get my San Song, some green tea, mix them together, put it over here, get it to cover the entire area.
Okay.
All right, now I'm like,
Tea leaves?
this one's green tea itself because the San Song is a powder. And this one's a powder.
Okay.
And so we're mixing it with the, ooh, that's where it was. We're mixing it with the green tea because the green tea's properties are to move the pain. It smells good. It smells like herbs. All right, go ahead and switch it out. All right, do you feel better?
Oh, I feel so much better.
Perfect. Okay, so we put that on. That's job is to move. It's going to be more of a paste than thin. And so this one is It's called herbal ice. It takes the place of the ice, so that way it doesn't congeal the blood, but it gets that movement. So it's really nice for moving things, getting it to move. They're bitter. If you tasted that, that'll be very bitter. You don't want to put too much internal.
Okay.
Internal drains it right out.
Okay.
Okay, so I kind of get this all on you. Shoo, 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 shoo. And then I go to find my trauma liniment, which should be in my first aid kit. And so I get my trauma liniment. I put some on my hands. This sat for about 5 minutes. I get the trauma liniment on my hands. I start massaging it into your shoulder, especially the area that's intense and
Right
pain.
on top.
Yep.
Okay.
It's the area that's torn or in pain. We're going to be careful, right? So you don't want to push too hard. Remember, the idea is to just get it in the body and to create flow of blood.
So what's in the trauma liniment?
The trauma liniment is an alcohol base, and it's the same idea as the herbal ice, but it has a lot of herbs that move the chi in blood, help relieve pain. It's like an enhanced version of the arnica. It's been used for centuries to help with athletes, martial artists, warriors who'd get injured. They slap that on there and it helps them continue with their training and not be injured. Oh, yes, the shoulder, huh?
Yep, that's that shoulder.
Perfect. Okay, so now we've massaged that in. Everything's in your system really nicely. The alcohol really helped open the pores, open the meridians to send the herbs in deeper.
Okay.
And now I say, okay, let me see your arm. We find large intestine 10, 3 fingers down, shoom. And I just keep reminding you this whole time to make sure you breathe deeply. Because breathing deep to your belly activates the parasympathetic system, that healing system. And it helps you get more energy and relax the mind and the body. So large intestine 10 helps with pain. So we do that about 25, 50, 100 times. And then we go to triple burner 3. Boom. Right on the inside of your ring finger. And we push this one, once again, about 25, 50, 100 times. 25 minimum. If you can go longer, go longer. If you're working with younger people, especially kids, you want to be very gentle with kids. But if you're working on older people, teenagers, adults, boom, it's okay to be stronger. Boom. All right, and then that's the first aid treatment. Okay, how do you guys feel? Nice, glad to hear that. Okay.
I've seen those kind of, I mean, if there was a Chinese oil, menthol kind to the arm, is that the same effect on the alcohol, like open up pores?
Right. The menthol gives the same effect of opening things up, getting things to move. So if you don't have a trauma liniment, because the linament's also based to help promote the production of blood, help promote the production of your chi, help promote the production of these healing things in your body. So that's why the trauma liniment themselves are very special. But right now, the idea is just to relieve pain. Okay, so if you don't have trauma liniment, if you have the arnica, that's great. Use something that is going to open, so that's effervescent. So the menthol is perfect. You want to look, does it give a cooling response or a heated response? Some of the tiger bombs warm things up. You don't want to use that on the inflammation because heat plus heat equals more heat. So you want to use something that's going to be cooling. Even Vicks is going to be okay in the short term. But you want to be careful of what you're putting into the blood system, you know. Okay, so first aid treatment. What's the first thing you do? Hmm? Yeah, but before that, what do you tell them to do? Yeah, you want to make sure, whether it's for yourself or for others, you want to make sure you're calm and relaxed. Okay, and then think of the Sanhuangsan with green tea is optimal, but you can just even use water. That's fine. Okay, what's the next thing you do? Yeah. Yeah, so after it does sound like linen. Liniments are very thin. It's thinner than massage oil, and it's an alcoholic base. It's herbs that have been soaked in alcohol for a long time, and then they put that inside a bottle. That way you can just shoom, pour it in your hand, rub it on. So it's almost like the texture of water, but it's not water. And they do not taste very good, and you're not supposed to ingest them. Just putting that out there. They don't taste good. So you rub that in, you massage it in, you get everything going. Okay, what's the next thing? Yeah, right. Perfect. Yeah, pressing large intestine 10, 25 to 50 or more times until you get that movement. And then what's the next point? Yeah, excellent. And triple burner 3. So these two are just meant to help stop pain in this upper body area, especially the neck, shoulders, specifically the neck, shoulders when you get into that triple burner point. And the thing is, we're not expecting you to remember the name of this point. Just remember where the point is for what you want. Because these workshops are geared for anybody, even if somebody just walked off the street and they had something going on their shoulders, you can just say, oh, I know a point for that. This is for pain. This is for pain. Perfect. Okay. Any questions, thoughts, comments? Absolutely. So that brings us to the next portion. So for traumatic, chronic injuries. So a person, chronic is anything that's after, pretty much after a month. It's chronic. So let's say a person was playing sports, or I'm going to use one of my clients. Okay, I had a client come in one time. This is an extreme case of a chronic shoulder tear injury. When this client was younger, and that was about 40, 50 years ago, he swam in Florida every day, like 5 miles in the morning, 5 miles at night. He just loved swimming. He was also on the rosters to be like an Olympic swimmer. So he swam 10 miles a day, every day, and he had shoulder problems. And then he got some injury happened, and his shoulder dislocated, boom. And now, 50 years later, he has to have his wife almost every morning help put his shoulders back into place because both shoulders dislocate while he's sleeping. And it happens so often that now it's just a normal thing. Hey, good morning, honey. Is this all good? Good morning, honey. Need to go to the bathroom. Can you put my shoulders back in? Okay, thanks. All right, so that's an extreme chronic case right there. The main reason for rotator cuff tear is overuse of a joint, overuse of specifically your shoulder joint, and it got the tear. It happens, but not very often, that it's something sudden, a sudden impact, a sudden traumatic movement. But most of the cases is overuse. You know, somebody was doing exercise, resistance exercise, they were in the gym, they were doing tennis, they were doing something repetitive for a long time. So that means it set up a pattern inside their body. Right. It doesn't have to be a tear. It's just that pain that's in there. And most of the times, we don't know how to take care of it properly. And so then 5, 10, 20 years later, we start having our shoulders fall out of place. Extreme case. But we start noticing that condition. Every time it rains, you start noticing that shoulder. So it becomes chronic. You're constantly, consistently feeling it over a long period of time. One of the things that happens is people don't move their shoulders when they have the pain. So that gets them into the place of frozen shoulder syndrome. Because now they're like, oh, it's painful. They don't move. They have less and less range of motion. So the first thing to remember is keep moving. Even if there's pain, you don't want to over move, but keep moving. Don't let it stagnate. Chronic condition means something stagnated over a long period of time. Okay, so now we're going to go into the treatment phase, and then we'll talk about the exercise phase to maintain. Yeah.
Just want to make sure, just ask if this workshop will cover this too, because it's like a little personal, because I used to play handball, so it's like a very one hand. I developed kind of the scoliosis, this is one hand, and then after, so I had a whiplash injury, and it kind of forward, and I don't have shoulder pain, but I have decreased external rotation, which I think could be coming from supraspinatus getting like, you know. So I was like wondering if it's scope of this thing to maybe touch it or just because just my point is that sometimes because some trauma or something can be imbalanced in the rotators, doesn't necessarily have to be as a pain in the shoulder, but it's a decrease in limited range of motion.
Right.
And it comes from it's connected to rotator cuff.
Right. So when you're feeling that decreased range of motion, this treatment is going to work with it, especially the exercises that we're going to go through, because the exercises are the bread and butter of maintaining and going through whatever's going on. It's helping strengthen the body and connect it back together. So you're not experiencing any pain in your shoulder, but decreased range of motion. Right. So we'll cover that in a minute. We'll get there. Coming soon. But let's look at the treatment real quick first. So that way we put everything together, and then we can discuss the whole picture in regards to your shoulder, in regards to these other things. So now the next part of the picture, this is the treatment. This is the follow-up stuff. This is the stuff that you can do on yourself after it's not a first aid case, after the first few days. So whether it's chronic or whether it's still in the stage 1, which is the first week, or stage 2, which is in the first 3 weeks, or it has become chronic. This is the part that gets deep into moving the body. And we have protocols for frozen shoulder, for that neck shoulder impingement, for that lack of range of motion. And they follow some very similar ideas, but there's more acupoints that you can do. So first thing you're going to do is you go to your triple burner on the opposite side of your injured shoulder to relieve the pain. So if it's your right shoulder that has the pain, you do your left triple burner point. That left one that's in between the ring finger and the middle finger. Boom. So there's many ways to write it. TH is triple heater. TW is triple warmer. TB is triple burner. SJ is sanjiao. And they all mean the same thing. Yeah. So you go to the opposite hand of your shoulder, and you want to keep moving your shoulder. This point integrates your upper body, gets the things to move. When it says relieve pain, the word relieves pain is simple word, but it means that it's moving the chi and blood. It's opening up the kinks, allowing the meridians to flow and getting the tendons and the bones to start aligning. So you push the opposite one and move your shoulder. That way things move, things flow, things are starting to relieve that pain. Meridians open, and do both directions. So meridians open. That's the important part. So you do that until you get that same feeling. And you don't want to overdo it. So if you start feeling tired, then relax. But if you can do it about 10 times, boom, strong, using your shoulder, using your entire girdle, that's going to start opening it up. Okay, next part of the treatment is press gallbladder 39 on the side opposite to the injured shoulder while moving and rotating the injured shoulder. Okay, gallbladder 39 is one of those master points for all the muscles in the body. It's, I don't know if they can see. Let me borrow this chair. So gallbladder 39 is on the lateral aspect, the yang side of the body. Ooh, I'm wearing the same socks too. And it's 4 fingers up from the ankle. Boom, right in the middle of your leg. So if you look at your IT band, you can feel your IT band. It's going to be on the same plane as your IT band all the way down. So gallbladder 39 goes from the ankle, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 fingers up into the body. It's going to be right there. This one's very important for any kind of muscle pain. And you move your shoulder, get it forward and backward rotation. This helps strengthen the muscles, helps nurture the muscles, and it starts helping them align because now you're telling it, okay, we need to do something here. So this one's very important. You can just press and hold it, boom. You can press, rub while you're moving. Wow, now you're getting into complex actions. But pressing this point is very important. This one, any kind of muscular stuff going on, press gallbladder 39. Okay, so triple burner, what side do you push? Opposite, yeah. Gallbladder 39, where's that? Good, opposite. Okay, next, stroke very lightly down the arm from the shoulder to the fingertips, 10 to 12 times. Repeat this several times a day. Okay, that's important, the repeating several times a day. You saw that for the trauma liniment, repeat several times a day. And for this one, repeat several times a day. So you're going from your shoulder, just stroking lightly down. This helps move the fascia. This helps move the blood. This also starts sending signal from your brain to get things to keep flowing all the way down. Yep, just the stroke. And this is something pretty easy. I mean, you can be sitting on the toilet. You're like, what do I do? Look at my phone. Just kidding. Don't look at your phone on the toilet. Okay, so this is something that you can do often. It's not difficult, and this is super beneficial to the body. You're just stroking down the arm lightly, all the way down. And that's going to get that blood and chi to flow. That's going to start nurturing, getting the joints and everything to start saying, oh, we can get more blood here. Okay, so first one is, what's the first thing you do? Okay, yeah, triple burner 3, opposite side. Second thing you do, gallbladder 39, the opposite side of the injured shoulder. Third thing you do, yeah, that one's the easiest, right? Okay, and last, we're going to talk about the ear points. Ear points for the shoulder, for the shinmin, the heart gate or the kidney gate, sympathetic system, and the liver. Okay, so on your ear, you see in this little brochure, I took this out of Tom Biggio's book, The Tooth from the Tiger's Mouth. I don't know if they can see. There's points on the ear that works with every limb, every external limb, shoulder, neck, legs, fingers. And then you've got points for energetic system. So this one's working with the sympathetic system and the shinmin, which are both important for helping create that flow of chi, of blood, to heal the body. It regulates the body's healing process. And then the liver. Liver is important because what we're doing here, our first thing we're doing is we're pushing on our ear. So you can look at the paper, but it's over here. Push on your ear for the shoulder spot. Okay, now you're telling your mind, your body, okay, we want to work on the shoulder. We're getting that shoulder, oops, a little bit more lateral. We're getting that shoulder focus. Okay, now you're pushing that area. You might want to rub it. You can do any way to activate it. You could use a little acupuncture thing that helps with the ear points. It's on the inside. Yeah, same side. So you can use your opposite hand in order to keep your shoulder relaxed. That's fine. So first thing you're doing is you're pushing on the point, which is on the very tip of the middle of the inside of your ear to activate the shoulder. Even if you don't know, you just kind of put your hand there. You say, okay, shoulder, activate. All right, so now your shoulder is activated. The second 2 points are getting the energy to flow and regulate. So this one's saying the shinmin, the heart gate, and the sympathetic nervous system. So you're pushing on the inside of the ear, the little, I don't know what they call it. There's specific names for every fold of the ear. But you're pushing on the inside of the ear and just pushing that one to say, okay, blood, let's go, let's move, let's help heal this area. Yeah, you can move your shoulder if you want. You can give it some warmth, some comfort, some action. So that way now the mind is focused in the shoulder. All right. And then you go to the sympathetic system, which is going to be on the inside of the ear, upper part of the lobe, right where they put those piercings. There's a lot of piercings, so. But that point is going to start getting the nervous system to activate, to start helping with any of the nerves, if there's any nerve blockage, nerve pain, if there's anything that's not moving appropriately. Boom, now you're getting that flow of blood and chi. And then it says go to the liver. So liver is going to be right on the ridge, middle ridge of your ear. And liver is important because its job is to work with the tendons and the ligaments. Its job is to help put things in the right spot. So whenever you work with the liver, this is something that you want to put that intention of healing those tendons, healing those ligaments, putting things in the right spot. So that way blood can move through. That way things start opening. Boom. Ooh, my shoulder actually feels more open. Nice. Okay, so this is a treatment you can do regularly, no matter chronic or acute. Even if you're just focusing with the ears, just those points themselves are going to start opening things up. You're going to start giving you space in the shoulders, going to get space in the neck. The other points are going to help with triple burner, helps with the pain, right? Helps with relaxing that tension and opening up the joints, the chi and the blood in your shoulder. Your gallbladder 39, we're doing those opposite. Gallbladder 39 starts regulating the muscles. So if you have a muscle that's not moving correctly, whether it's a tear, or it's something that's stuck, this regulates the muscle. So it helps heal and helps mobilize. And then the points on the ear really cement into your body what's going on. Then you can always rub, stroke down your arm many times during the day just to start getting that blood to flow down your arm. Start telling the nerves, okay, keep moving. Okay, any questions about the treatment part? All right, let's see. Dagmar, let me use you, please. Let's sit you this way. See your right arm? Perfect. Okay, so now we're going from a therapist point of view. And once again, this can be for yourself. This can be for anybody. But first, you get them to breathe. Always want to breathe. The more they breathe, that's going to help everything out. Okay, and then I say, ooh, all right. How's your shoulder doing? Okay, there's a bit of tension. Let's go work on it. So we're not including the range of motion yet. We're not including these exercises yet. We're just talking about getting the blood and the chi to flow. That's the first part. So we're like, okay, if her shoulder is tense, what's the first point that we use in this treatment protocol? Triple burner 3. The opposite side, right. So say, okay, give me your opposite hand, Dagmar. She's like, okay. Say, okay, relax your shoulder, relax your elbow. We go to triple burner 3, fall right into it, and you just rub it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, and then you start telling her, okay, while I'm rubbing this, go ahead and move your shoulder. See if you can move it from your scapula, especially. Because moving your shoulder is good, but the scapula is so much stronger than your little shoulder and humerus. So if you can let everything move, that's going to help out a lot. So you work on this one for a couple minutes. And then you can say, hey, go ahead and add some rotation and some abduction in while we're working on this. So now they're rotating, circling their shoulder forward and backwards. They're rotating laterally, medially. They're getting abduction, adduction. All these movements are going in. And that's really putting the mind and the body to start sending that blood through.
Do you like try to connect it with what I feel?
Sure.
Could be a kind of like grounded the shoulders. It's like a root of my shoulder is my other hand.
Nice. Yeah, if your client or your person that you're working with is willing, is in tune, then you say, okay, focus on your hand here and connect it with your shoulder. Boom, whatever feeling that you're feeling here, add it to that shoulder.
Wow, feel the connection.
Excellent. And so as a therapist, your job is to really focus on what is your intention. The intention is to relieve pain. So what does that mean? What does relieving pain mean? Nancy? Yes. What does relieving stagnation mean? Right. So relieving stagnation, you're getting that flow of chi and blood. Good. All right, now what's the next point?
Gallbladder 23.
Gallbladder 39, correct. 23 is not close. Okay, so now their same idea to move their shoulders, but from focusing on moving the blood and chi, now we're focusing on the muscles themselves. So you find their ankle, hopefully your person has an ankle, go 4 fingers up, boom, we're at 4 fingers, and we're gonna push on this point. Same idea, you're connected, your focus is, okay, muscles, help the muscles, regulate the muscles, breathe to the muscles. And keep reminding your person to breathe regularly. Sometimes people forget. And so you just say, okay, breathe. It's okay. So you push on this, same thing until you feel that warmth, until you feel that sensation of movement, of relaxation in the point. And because they're moving their shoulder, the body says, oh, okay, we send this information up to the shoulder. Does that make sense so far? All our YouTube viewers out there, if you got any questions, just type it in the comments. Keep breathing deeply.
It really helps when you press to breathe.
It does.
Yeah.
So when you guys, I can't do an infomercial here. Good. Keep breathing. Keep moving your shoulder. Feeling those muscles. Hey, this is starting to relax.
Yeah, I'm feeling the change.
Good. So this has been 150 times so far.
Wow.
And this is something you can do every day. Now, the thing with doing it every day is you don't want to overdo things, right?
Yeah.
So we go for numbers like 36 times, or when you're strong enough to naturally do it, 108 times.
I actually feel it like that the breath gets in the abdomen now and this it really just,
Excellent.
yeah, I can feel it. Wow.
Yeah. Gallbladder is about finding the path. That's the energetic.
Yeah, that's it. Gallbladder, yeah.
Yeah.
That's my idea. Okay. Okay. But if my shoulder would be here, it could be, it's still because the gallbladder channel is on both sides.
It's on both sides.
But a physical gallbladder is here. So
Yeah.
yeah, but it's really connected. I can feel it.
Okay, so we did this a few hundred times.
Yeah.
Boom. And now we can go back to her shoulder and say, hey, there is more warmth. The shoulder right up here is more relaxed. Before it's kind of cord-like. Now it's more ribbon-like. Okay, so now we go to the arm, keep it relaxed, and we're just stroking down the arm several times. If you're practicing your Tai Chi, you go move the body, the entire energy into the arm. But it can be quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, so we did about 10 times. Not about, we did 10 times. And that's just saying, okay, keep it moving. We activated the chi, we activated the blood, we got the muscles, the tendons to move. And so now we say, move all the way down the arm. And then we go to the ear. Needles are nice, but we're not doing needles. Those are, you need to be licensed. So you can go to the ear. You could use a little like ballpoint pen that doesn't have any ink or just the tip of that pen to activate these points. But you go to the point, the first one is shoulder, which is right on the outside middle edge of the ear. So what's that telling your body? Trick question. Yeah,
Yeah.
you got it, Nancy.
Actually, because it's kind of wide, like out, it just really, it's kind of like,
Yeah,
sends even the breath to the shoulder more.
perfect.
That's cool.
Remember, the deeper you're breathing, the deeper the healing. I said that. I didn't get it from anywhere. So the deeper you're healing, the deeper you're breathing, the deeper you're healing. The more you focus on that breathing, the more everything else moves along. Okay, so now this shoulder point on the ear is warmer, more relaxed. So we get into the shinmen point. Shinmen's on the inside upper aspect of the ear. Boom, so we activate the shinmen. Same idea. This is basically working with the nervous system. Sympathetic, parasympathetic, flow, energy, chi, relax the body. So we move that one until we feel some warmth, until it feels some relaxation, until you see that change in muscle tone in the body. Mm-hmm. What time is it? Oh, nice. Okay, now we're going to the sympathetic point, which is on the inner upper portion. Boom. And we do the same thing. You can do diagnosis with your ear. This is just extra information. Diagnosis just with your ear. As you feel your ear, generally the bottom of the ear relates to the top of the body. Top of the ear relates to the bottom of the body. External relates to your bones and physical aspects, so like your fingers, your arms. Internal relates to the organs. General point of view. So you can kind of see on. Okay, and then what's the last point that we go to? Liver, yeah. Liver's on this point. Right here.
Can I just,
Double check the schematics. Whoa! Liver is deeper. Shinmen is close up here. Up here is the shinmen. Over here is the sympathetic. Over here is the shoulder. And over here, yeah, over here is the liver right here. Yeah, so if you feel your ear and you feel that canal, you're going to the canal right there. So what does liver do? And what aspect of the body is it in charge of? It does work with the blood, the tendons and ligaments. So we move that. Hey, it's loosening up. Remind them to breathe. You settle down.
because it kind of like opens to breathing too.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. She's cured. Nice. Okay, now this is the important part though. Now you tell them, okay, try out your range of motions. Go ahead, try it out. See how it's feeling versus first time. Right. And this was a chronic thing. How long ago did it happen?
I think it was like a precondition that I can't hold, but then I kind of whiplash into it's kind of like this, so my whole right side it just tends to sometimes get freeze. So I think that there is a contracture, and I suspect it could be like in the subscapularis, and that pulls on the lats. But since I have slight scoliosis, that kind of pushes me to the right. So the breathing it's important, the exercise, but also the relaxing, and it's I guess you can have to separate that whole part, right? But yeah, it's like I can really tell the difference.
Excellent. So go ahead and trade this out on each other real quick. We'll give you guys about 10 minutes.
Just can go together.
So this workshop, even though it says rotated rotators, it says for shoulder pain,
Yes.
which doesn't mean specifically the rotator cuff. And so what that means is all these points are designed to move the chi and blood, to make space, and to get things moving.
I noticed we are just working on shoulders, but I was just pressing my ears over there. My neck feels so tired.
Absolutely.
It's just amazing.
All right, now have her try it out. See how she feels.
I just It's like magic. I know, but light and moves so much easier. And range of motion became so much better.
That's great.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead and try it out on Nancy.
Mine's my left one.
So if it's her left side, what does that mean?
Will be on the right. So first, triple grip. It helps to breathe like when you feel the pressure. It's kind of fascinating somehow, so
Yeah, use your body if you can. Have a good front stance. Kyo. So when you guys transition to being therapists, you're working on somebody else. The same things you tell your client, you want to make sure that you're doing yourself.
Oh yeah.
So make sure you're not holding your breath while you're working on your client. If you tell your client to relax, you want to be relaxed too. So that way they know what relax feels like. If you want your client to breathe, you want to breathe as well, so your client knows how to breathe. Or Tommy or Sally or whoever the little kids are.
It was kind of more.
Yeah, these movements are more brisk. You're calling it down, right? So you're being brisk. Slow is good, but we want it to be brisk, to call it down. Say, yo, chi, yo, blood, come on down. The TV host, they don't say, oh, Bobby, take your time, come on down. Say, oh, you and row A, come on down. Yay! So you're cheering everything to keep moving. Go ahead and move on to the next point, so that way we have time to go through. Sound effects make everything better.
It's kind of here, this one, and the other one I would say it's like a head.
So first the shoulder one is here. Boom.
Yeah, I was looking here.
Yeah, keep telling it. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Excellent job. All right, so we have a few more things to cover before the exercise. All right, other things you can do to help your shoulder. Everybody's over here now. Hold on, let me make sure this looks at me. Okay, so these are the emergency first aid treatment, which is breathe, tea and stuff, the Sun Hong San, the herbal ice, the liniment, and then large intestine 10 and triple burner 3. Correct. Okay, and then the treatment part is breathe. Good. Triple burner opposite. Gallbladder 39 opposite. Stroke and ear. Good. I'm a good teacher. All right. Okay, so let's look at a few more follow-up treatments or to just put in throughout your day. So one of the things, if you are having pain and you're like, okay, I can't remember what's going on or how to work these points for whatever reason, or you want something to help benefit your treatments even more, they say put on the boom. Plaster is like the liniment or arnica or anything that's healing. It's a whole bunch of herbs. They smell good. With some menthol, something that's going to open things up, and you stick it on there for 24 hours. So your body's being suffused with the herbs, suffused with the plaster, suffused with the healing. So you've got the plaster. And this one is the Wu Yang brand pain relieving medicated patch. We also have the plaster, but this one is a pain to use. It's not open, so I'm not going to open it. But pretty much all this is it's got a whole bunch of herbs that are pressed on there, and then you need to find tape or something to get it to stick on. So it's not as simple and easy as one of these plasters where you just open it and put it on the body. Okay. And last but not least, and definitely very important, and we will all play with this one, is moxibustion. So you want to use the moxa over the top of the shoulder, in order to bring in that warmth to your shoulder, in order to bring in that flow and relaxation. This is not to be used when it's the first stage or second stage. So it's not to be used while it's still inflamed or symptoms of swelling. This is for use after the inflammation has ended. So when it's in the more chronic stage, or just when warm feels much better to your shoulder than cold does. So when you use the moxa, you take your little tiny lighter, you light it up until it's basically like an incense stick. You let it heat up, air it out, and then there's all different sizes, but this one's really nice because it's small. You can just put it over that area. Put it over the area, circle, move around. Enjoy the moxa smoke. Just the smoke itself is very healing. So you can be in a room, and you guys will get to this when you're in the advanced class. You guys went through moxa, right? Okay. Well, you guys will get into moxa as well. And this is really nice because it energizes, promotes flow, free flow in the joints and the limbs, gets the blood to move, gets the chi to move, and it warms things up and moves things around, and gives energy. Boom. So anywhere you have that tension, you just put the moxa stick over and let it flow. So you see, this is about 3-4 inches above my skin, and this is over a shirt. You can use it without the shirt. You'll feel the warmth more. You can use it on your body to help the meridians flow. But this is going to be really nice and beneficial to work. So go ahead and we'll do one for you. Careful, the top is Bernie. It's okay. You're a nurse. You know what to do with a burn. And let it hang out first in just the shoulder. Let it hang out in that area of tension. And because these burn for a while, we'll just let two of you trade it out. Right, so moxa has many different applications. You can use it as an incense, you can use it, they take all of the, moxa is Artissimus vulgaris, it's mugwort root, and they go and put it into little tiny shredded shaved pieces. So you can put them into little balls that are the size of a rice stick or a piece of rice and put it on your body and put it on fire. And then you put it out immediately. You have the sticks where the cones, where you put the cone on the body, boom, it's stuck in there, you light it and you let it burn down. That's another way, directly puts it in. And then you also have the sticks. The sticks are really nice because you can move around a lot more. The pieces, the cones or the little balls of moxa, those are meant to strongly invigorate the chi in the area. We're not doing that. We are wanting to let it move around, wanting it to follow a flow. So you can use the moxa just on the shoulder joints, anywhere that you're feeling that tension. Let it warm up the area and then flow down. It's very warming. So you don't want to use it for any inflammatory responses. You don't want to put it on anywhere that is sensitive to heat. And if you have a tendency to excess, to heat, to yang, you want to be careful with this. People who have a tendency towards excess conditions, like we're just going to put one out there, mania, for example. They find that this really aggravates them. They'll find they get a headache. So you'll know it's not working for you if you start getting a headache from using it.
The warm lingers.
Yes, it definitely lingers. It seeps into the body. Go ahead and just use the water to extinguish it. Yeah. Okay, now it's time to get into exercises. Yay! The crowd goes wild. Good job, Q. Okay, beside you on your table, you have a 2-pound weight. It's either pink or black. Go ahead and grab your weight. And everybody has a stool or a chair. Perfect. There's a stool behind you, Dagmar. There's a stool over here. Okay, now the thing is, you're not going to sit on your stool or your chair. We're not going to do that one either. That is one of the exercises they do, but we're not using that one. So you can use a chair, you can use a stool. I like to use something that's a little bit more open face, so I'm going to use a stool. And you're putting your shoulder on here. So you're letting it hang down, wanting your rotator cuff to be on the chair, on the stool. And now what we're going to do, so pretend I'm on the stool. First, it's going to raise forward 10 times. Okay, so now before you start the exercise, remember, what's the most important thing? Breathe, yes. So with any kind of healing, any kind of exercise, any kind of movement, stretching, flexibility, mind and breathing. All right, ready? Lifting forward. 1 and down. 2 and down. 3, and down. 4, and down. 5, and down. 6, and down. 7, and down. 8, and down. 9, and down. 10, and down. Instead of forward flexion, we're going to do posterior flexion. So same thing, keep your shoulder resting. And now raise it towards your back. 1, and down. 2, and down. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. 5, exhale. 6, exhale. 7, exhale. 8, exhale. 9, exhale. 10, exhale. All right. So you want to make sure you use something that's small, something that's lightweight. So that way it's just enough to tell your muscles there's something there, but it's not too much that it strains. So this is what strengthens something. When you want to strengthen something, you do it gentle, you do it slow, you do it light. All right, next exercise is go ahead and stand up. So these exercises that we're using is from Tom Biggio's Tooth from a Tiger's Mouth. And he has something called the 8 brocades plus. That's the Badwan Jin. So the exercises we're going to use are for the neck exercise. Arm rotation, elbow rotation, sinew stretching, slap below the neck, and pulling the 9 oxen by the tail. Okay, so first one is, go ahead and set your weights down. We don't need them no more. I'm going to face here. Okay, first one is inhale. Raise up. Exhale, center. Inhale. Look down. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. All right. So imagine you did that 6 times. Perfect. Okay, next one's going to be arm rotation. So bring your arms in. In. Out. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more. All right, now is elbow rotation. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Reverse. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. So this is the exercise for helping get the shoulder rotation going. All right, next one. What was the next one? Shoom. Next one is sinew stretching. Okay. Sinew stretching is, go ahead and do a front stance to make it easier for yourself. And you're just going to reach up, twisting your entire body. Inhale. Exhale. Center. Reach up. Exhale. Reach up. Exhale. And now switch legs. Okay, reach up. Exhale. Reach up. Exhale. Reach up. Exhale. And make sure you're looking the way that you're moving. Exhale. One more time each side. Reach up. Reach up. Awesome. Okay, so that one gets all the sinews to move together with your breathing. Whoa, that must be the theme. Okay, next one is slapping below the nape. Here, the focus is on CV7. And yeah, you're just slapping. Other side. And so this one you just do many times. And you're doing all these exercises until you feel that same feeling you do with the acupoints, until you feel that warmth, until you feel that looseness, that opening. Okay, next exercise is pulling the 9 oxen by the tail. One of the best exercises ever. So it's the same idea as the sinew stretching, but now you're in a forward stance. So you bend your front knee, your hips are squared off, so you don't, actually your hips are straight ahead, straight across on one line. Your arms are out, and you inhale, pull back, looking over your front hand. Exhale, forward. Okay, ready. Pull, looking over your front hand, twist. Exhale, forward. One more, pull. Exhale. Okay, let's do the other side. So your feet are in a straight line. Your front knee is bent. Boom, your arms are straight across. And pull, looking over your front hand, twisting towards that shoulder. Other way. Other hand. Here, bring your other hand up. That's going to help with the twist. Yeah. There you go. And forward. So front hand goes towards your nose. And exhale. 2 more times. Front hand. Exhale. And inhale. Exhale. Nice. So this one's really good for getting the entire body to build strength. Okay. So that was from the Daily Dozen. Those are some exercises from the Daily Dozen that you should do every day. And you can find these in the book Truth from the Tiger's Mouth by Tom Biggio. Okay, now part of his 8 Brocade Plus is supporting the sky with both hands, holding up a single hand, drawing the bow to shoot the eagle, and clenching the fists and glaring to increase strength. Okay, so supporting the sky with both hands. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. Okay, next one is one hand up, inhaling, the other hand's in front. and down. Other hand up and down. Other hand up and down. Other hand up and down. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. All right. So these ones are really nice for getting the shoulders to move. Next one, shooting the bow, drawing the bow to shoot the eagle. So get into a wider stance, horse stance, feet apart. Take a big deep breath and shift. Whoom, pretend you're shooting that eagle. Bah! Then shift. Whoom. And shift. And inhale. And inhale. One more. Perfect. All right, shake it off for a second. Clenching the fists, glaring to become strong. So this one is also known as punching with fierce eyes. So both these names are saying your eyes are the main point. Eyes work with the liver. So take your horse stance, eyes big, and punch. And then inhale. Eyes big, punch. You're increasing your strength. And inhale. To the side, punch. And inhale. Eyes big. Inhale. To the back. Inhale. To the back. Inhale. Down. Inhale. Perfect. Okay, shake that off. One more exercise for your repertoire. Covering palm exercise. Okay, covering palm exercise. Boom, one hand to your waist. The other hand comes up. And so here you're following your body. Imagine that your palm is circling all your body. And reverse it. Other side. Shwoom. Ready. Inhale. And reverse. All right, coming back, close. Shake it off. Nice. Okay, how do you feel? Nice. Excellent. All right, what did you learn from this class? Excellent. Kyo.
Same, I have chronic pain, but yeah, it's amazingly better, lighter. My body feels so much lighter and free and open. So that's, yeah, I can't believe, I shouldn't say how little, but like, it doesn't take too much of anything on the scaffold. I can just do this while I don't know what else, listening to music and doing whatever, or in the bathtub, soaking in the tub. But it can make this much difference. It's amazing.
Yeah, your shoulder is a lot lower than when you started. Nancy.
I feel fortunate that my flight canceled.
Excellent.
That's what I feel, because I learned a lot. And I'm assuming that the initial first aid portion can be used really like on sprain, on, am I correct?
Right. And so we have covered the ankle sprain and some other things, and you're just using a little bit of a different points.
Right.
Right. But the same idea. So you're wanting to relieve that inflammation, and then you're using points that help take care of pain.
Yep.
Perfect. Okay, because this is also something that's submitted for, what do you call it? CEUs. That means I have to ask you questions to make sure you learned. Then if you were a professional, you'd get CEUs. Because you guys are students, you don't need to worry about CEUs for your first while. Because you're not a professional therapist, you don't need to worry about it either. But, okay, what are the acupoints that you guys got? Okay, can you point to the acupoints? Okay, here, yes. Don't cheat yet. Here, yes. And here, correct. Okay, you guys got it. Oh wait, yeah, there's stuff on the ears. Perfect. As long as you know where it's at, that's what matters. You don't need to know the names of it. You just need to know where it is. Okay, what's the most important thing to have your person do or yourself? Breathe. Excellent. Okay, each of you show me 3 exercises that you can take away from this. All right. You got the chair exercise. Good. Drawing the bow to shoot the eagle. Boom. Good. Another one, Kia. We'll get back to you. Yeah, pulling 9 oxen by the tail. Okay, Nancy, 3 exercises. Yep. Yeah, one hand holding up the sky. It's this specific move name for this system. But you're right, it's also known as separating heaven and earth. Sure. Okay, another one. Just that. Yep. 2 hands holding up the sky. We'll get back to you. Okay, Dagmar, what 3 exercises did you get? The neck, good. That's one. Nice try, though. This one? Okay, one more. Yeah, just you're covering your body. Shoo. Nice. Palm covering body. Shoo. Okay, last one.
Man. Pressure's on.
The pressure's on.
What's the sinew one?
What is the sinew one? This is what you guys learned. I'm asking what you learned, not what I learned.
I remember there's a sinew.
You remember the name, that's good. Okay, yeah, punching with fierce eyes. Good, okay, you guys passed. Something else to keep in mind, when you're working with inflammation of the muscles, you want to pay attention to your diet as well. So things you want to look at reducing or altogether taking out until your shoulder heals is shellfish and seafood, greasy foods, sour foods, and spicy foods, because those all add inflammation to this body, inflammatory response. They say the same thing with like the nightshade family. So like potatoes and tomatoes are part of the nightshade family where it produces an inflammatory response in your body. So in order to help it heal more quickly, you want to look at that factor as well. Because if you're doing all these things to get flow, but you're still creating that stagnation with your diet, it's going to take longer. It's not impossible. It just takes a little bit longer. But if you're breathing deeply all the time, it doesn't really matter. I didn't say that. Oh. All right. Good job, y'all.